Coach, against Indian Air Force, how much you prepare and your team? What you will say about this match? How much you prepare?
Well, good afternoon to everyone. His first point we need to know is that, we will not have the tension of the qualification because the team already has done the homework in the two first games. But we are going to give maximum importance because we want to keep the momentum, we want to keep the good numbers that we are having in the competition and the good performances and still work on the areas that I mentioned in the last days that we have to improve.
আকাশবাণী কলকাতা শুরু হচ্ছে মহিলা মহল। উপস্থাপনা ও প্রযোজনায় বেলা দে।
You are already qualified for quarter-final. So will you go for some experiment tomorrow?
Experiment, I don't know what you mean with experiment. We want to have a consistent and a solid team. So for that, these first 15 days of the pre-season has been really positive. It's true that probably tomorrow we will introduce some rotations. We are playing many games in a short gap of time, considering that some of our players are also attending the games of the Kolkata League. So it's important for us to keep everybody fresh because the final part of the tournament we want to be at our best possible level.
Coach, will Vishnu be available for tomorrow's game or any other injury update? Anyone injured or any card problem in his game?
There are some players with the typical muscle stiffness consequence of being in pre-season and consequence of the long break that we have in the months of May and June. But apart from that, most of the players are fieldable tomorrow. And in particular, replying your question about Vishnu, Vishnu has completed 2 training sessions. So the idea with Vishnu is more to have him in the final stage. But if tomorrow we can give him 10 or 15 minutes to get the feelings of competition, it will help. But it will depend also on how we see him today in our team practice.
Coach, Shodi Chakraborty is not playing the first match. Vishnu is playing one match, he is injured. Yesterday Molina said, here is a 2-match rest here. Player is not playing at the properly throughout the 50 or 60 match. This is the reason behind the injury is a start the Duranta. So do you agree with the Mohun Bagan coach? It is the main problem. Too many rest is here, and then 22 matches is played in the India football.
I'm not gonna reply nothing about Mohammedan because I totally understand your question and the way they want to handle the pre-season and the message they want to give, I have to respect, and that's not my part. In our case, I tell you the reality. We have been monitoring all our players since the month of June. Our training was in direct touch with them. They were having a plan from I think it was the second week of June. They were following it in terms of food, in terms of physical condition. And if you remember from our first week here, I was giving a very positive message in terms of the fitness choice of the players. So I'm really happy with how serious they took the off season. And I think that that's an advantage because I can feel that in some areas our team is being quite engaged.
Coach, in the last game, we have seen that you have tried out Caven, your new defender, for around 20 minutes. Keeping in mind, as there are chances that you might face Mohun Bagan in the quarter-final, any kind of plan to try out Caven again against Indian Air Force?
Kevin is going to have minutes tomorrow, definitely. Kevin was the player that was competing. He was the player of the team that was competing till, I don't know how to say it, on 25th of June, he was playing again for the promotion of Segunda Liga. So he was the player having less rest off-season. So we took care in the first part of the pre-season. We didn't want to overload him and have a fatigue problem. But it's true that Kevin in the last week is already showing signs of freshness, of competitiveness, and tomorrow he will enjoy this.
Coach, how you see your opponent, Indian Air Force? That game is very easier for you than more challenging?
No. I didn't see even one game in the Durand Cup. Well, one of Shillong probably and one of Diamond Harbour. All the other games have been very, very competitive. The teams that on paper they are weaker, they are adopting a low block, and when you have to face a low block, you need to show quality, you need to show automatism, you need to show that your players are clicked, you need to show that you win that 2 meters in the box, that you are ready to counter press and to try to get your rival stressing and not allowing counter-attacks. There is one more point. So far we are the only team in the Durand Cup that we didn't concede one goal. So that's something that we want to keep, especially when we are a team this year that are gonna try to be more dominant, to try to play more in opponent half. So the risk of this is that the rivals they can harm you or punish you with counter-attacks.
Last question. Coach, last season, in our opinion, we thought that the players were, not adapting to your play style, your formation. But this season, the team has been made according to your choice only. Most of the footballers have been signed. So, on the basis of first 2 games, how the players are adapting to your play style and your formation and all?
Well, the coaches will have to adjust to the resources we have. That is a universal truth, and it's true that last season I have to adjust to the players that they were in the squad. I was using more a 4-4-2, reactive, defending, and probably launching fast attacks. This year, as you see, the players that we have has been brought here to try to win the maximum number of games, not to speculate and not to defend results, and to be more proactive in our game. And so far, I'm pretty happy with the collections of players we have and with the kind of football that we can play this season.
To you and the other people who asked that question, it was just
Finish my question at first. So, have you any problem of the physical Sauls because he is not going to your team bus?
Honestly, and sincerely, now when you told me this, you are giving me this information. I was thinking that all of us will travel together. I really, I didn't know this point, and actually, I don't know what was the problem.
actually the team was left, but Orgo and Fidos were behind to do the post-match physiotherapy. So that was explained to each and everyone. I think I saw a report.
You mean on the way back? On the way back,
yeah.
On the way back, yeah. Saul was having a nice bath in the dressing room. So as the players were tired and they wanted to go for dinner, we decided to go in advance and Saul came in the cabin. But there is nothing to think, or there is not a double message on this.
Coach, last one.
I just say, what is the controversial question?
No.
Actually, I want to know what is the physical condition of Ram.
Of Saul.
Saul, sorry.
Saul was facing many problems in the last 2 seasons, but when Saul is in a good fitness condition, he's a very important player for us. So it's a player that we are trying to take care. We are, as I told you before, we are working very close to Saul from the last month of June. He was taking very seriously the off-season plan, and since the first day, Saul is showing signs that he wants to come back to his best form, and he wants to be an important player for our team.
Thank you.
Coach,
Edna.
last one. Okay. Now, one more question. Fans are so much charged up about this year team. What will be your message about fans for the next game or upcoming season?
I'm happy to feel the excitement of our fans. I always say that the fans are the reason and drive of East Bengal. They are always being on our sides besides of the difficult seasons that we had in the past years, but I also feel that the fans are feeling that this year the things can change. So the message I'm giving from my first day this season here is that we are going to put everything to represent with honor and pride the badge of East Bengal, and I don't want to hide it. I think that we need to challenge for titles, and this is the mission that we have here this year.
XtraTime.
লেটেস্ট নিউজ আর এক্সক্লুসিভ ভিডিওর সঙ্গে আপডেট থাকতে এখনই সাবস্ক্রাইব করুন আমাদের ইউটিউব চ্যানেল। বেল আইকনে ক্লিক করতে ভুলবেন না যেন।